Alright. It is Monday night. I caught a cold over the weekend, so I didn't do anything today other than take a nap. Oh, and I did chores, but I mean, that's kind of expected. Doesn't matter if I'm sick, those need to be done. I figured out what was wrong with the roaster, and I'm getting that sorted. And I've got the roaster going, and I'm processing barley into it. So by tomorrow morning, I can run barley into the bin, and I can use that in the mix that I will need because the barley bin is empty. And then I could probably run corn again. I'll get the guys to help me set that up. But yeah, that's where I'm at. But that's Monday. It is currently Wednesday, I believe. Nope, it's Tuesday. Okay, so it is currently Tuesday, January 23rd, and I am doing data entry. So I'm starting with the 53 numbers just for ease of my own organization. So 53, and then either in the 200s or in the 300s, like in these two numbers, because I can scroll up and down. Where's my mouse? Here's my mouse. I can scroll up and down, collecting the numbers from this one. So these correlate. But these are all in order, and my paper with the numbers are not. And this is why I really wish our tablet would work, because what I could have done instead is I could have scanned everybody using the wand. It would have automatically been put into the tablet and put into our program once we synced the tablet and the computer. And the tablet would have already done this specific function on the computer, which was the batch entry. So currently I'm taking the separate batch entry from there, basically the hard copy of the scanning, and then I'm taking it and inputting it into a batch entry in the computer, which would have been shortcutted by the tablet. But that's currently what I'm doing, so yay, computers. So I'm not done, but it's done enough that I have to finish this because it's already 3 o'clock, so I gotta get started with night chores. So once we have everything selected, because this is a batch entry for a health treatment, we go next, and I think it's in preventative treatment. Next. Administer. Treatment. This one, I believe. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, back. Because the date we did it on was, damn it. So it was January, December, November 11th, I think. And we go next. Next. Finish. Okay. There we go. Now if I look up any one of these individual numbers that I've done and crossed off, that would show up in the program under their health and treatments. It would show up here if I was to look up any one of these individual numbers. Right? So that's that. And now I need to go look at what's going on in the barn, because we're currently running barley, and I don't know if you can hear it from here, but I had to refill the roaster hopper, and I had to start the hammer mill. So currently that thing is where the barley comes down into. It goes through the roaster, ends up in that silver bin. That silver bin then leads into the bin there through the hammer mill. So, as you can hear, the hammer mill is currently doing its job, which looks like... So it is Wednesday. Unfortunately, my dad, before he left, miscalculated or misjudged the amount of grain we have. So, where does that leave us? That leaves us with not enough grain, and quite honestly, not enough time in order to get the amount of grain I need. So, it started last week with the corn. I processed the corn and got everything going. And then yesterday and the day prior, I had been running barley, but I had already used the barley that my dad had anticipated that I would need. So he filled the hopper that's underneath the roaster with already roasted barley, and then he left the fill auger into the roaster filled. I didn't know that we had already used all of the barley that was in the finished hopper. So when I was looking at the barley 2 days ago, I was concerned by the fact that I had half the barley I had expected. And so I ended up roasting and processing more. Now the bins for barley is completely filled. I do not need to worry about that. And I have a little extra which I put in a different bin. So I will likely run and use that in the kid mix, which also needs to be made. I have corn, and I don't know if I'll have enough to make kid mix, but I think I will. So we'll have to see how that goes. I'm going to start running beans tonight, but I need to roast the beans and then process the beans, because I think I only have enough beans tonight to make night mix for the goats. So if we can get the beans roasted, then tomorrow when I come out to milk in the morning, I can turn on the hammer mill right away and get that flowing into that bin that we need it to be in. And then before I make mix tomorrow morning, I can make kid mix. And I just remembered that I need to unfreeze the molasses tonight. Anyway, we'll see how it goes, but I am exhausted, and I'm still sick, and I feel like, so we'll see how it goes. If anything else happens, I'll update, but that's kind of where we're at. The beans keep bridging, so I have to stand here. But I'm really late for chores now, which means I'm running around like a maniac. And now the robot's giving me problems, so my employee is milking alone. But yeah, that's Wednesday, so we'll see how tomorrow goes, I guess. But that's that. So I started this morning with beans, and we haven't got that fully done, but we're working on it. So that's the start of Tuesday, and I likely won't be able to make kid mix because the weather was bad last night. We can't drive machines in the yard. So I'm going to have to scrape extra feed in front of them, and that's currently what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting for the robot to finish its job in this barn, and then I will scrape extra feed. Look at them chillin'. Just bros hanging out. Just cuddling. Okay, so this morning what happened with the augers was that we just simply didn't actually have any beans, and then I was running into problems with the augers, and we got that sorted. That's fine. So I wasn't able to roast beans all day. However, I think I'll have enough to get through the weekend, hopefully. And tomorrow I plan to work with corn. And we'll have to see if it actually happens, because the yard was so slippery today because we had ice rain yesterday that I ultimately couldn't actually pull the dumper out of its space where it currently is, and wasn't able to actually get any corn out of the box. So that unfortunately means that I don't have any corn to make kid mix tomorrow. So tomorrow's mission is going to be corn. But we'll have to see if I get to it, because you never know what's gonna happen. So that's that, and that's been Thursday. So see you tomorrow. So it is Friday, and I unfortunately can't do corn because the corn is in that coverall. There you go, that coverall. The yard is completely covered in ice, and we need to go over there. So this honestly means that I won't have corn till this weekend. So I'm thinking I'm going to end up doing all of the grain mixing that I need to do and everything else. I'm going to end up having to do so. No! Oh, that's all wet. But I'm going to have to do that on the weekend sometime. So I think I'm going to clean up in here in the parlor for a little bit, and then I might do data entry, but we'll have to see. I also need to scrape extra feed in front of the babies because we don't have any kid feed. So that's kind of where Friday's at, but that's that. So, all right, it is Saturday, and I'm finally processing chord. Kid mix will have to be made tomorrow, but that's where we're at. We're finally getting stuff done again.